Hello, my darlings, and welcome to Arabella's story time. Today I'm going to read you a story about a very special little fire engine. Are we all comfortable and ready? Okay, let's go. Once there were 3 fire engines, 2 big red fire engines and a little fire engine. Their job was to put out the fires around town. One day a fire started and the engines were called to put it out. The littlest engine said, "I want to come, I will help." But the 2 big red fire engines laughed and replied, "You're too small to come along. We don't need your help." And off they went. Every time there was a fire, the littlest fire engine would say, "I want to come, I will help." But the big red fire engines would always reply, "You're too small to come along. We don't need your help." The little fire engine was sad. He hoped and hoped for the time when he would be big enough to help. Until one day a fire started in town and the engines were called to put it out. The littlest engine said, "I want to come, I will help." And the 2 big red fire engines replied, as always, "You're too small to come along, we don't need your help." The big engines drove off, but had to stop a short distance down the road. "Oh no," they shouted. "The road is blocked. We cannot get through." A big truck was blocking the road. The gap was too narrow for the red fire engines to fit through to get to the fire. "What shall we do?" they cried. "We cannot get through to help, and the fire will burn the house down." The littlest fire engine knew what to do. "I will go, I will help." He squeezed between the gap where the truck was and drove as quickly as he could to the burning house. With all his might, he squirted his water at the fire. The fire slowly died down and then went out. The house was saved. "Hurrah!" shouted the people. "Thank you, little fire engine." And the littlest fire engine beamed. Back at the station, the 2 big red fire engines hung their heads. "We're very sorry for calling you names. We see now that being small can be a good thing. You were helpful." "I forgive you," smiled the littlest fire engine. From that day on, the little engine helped the 2 big red engines with all the town fires. And he did a very good job of it too. The end. Wasn't that a lovely story? What did we learn today from that story? We learned that no matter whether you're very big or very small, you can still find ways to be helpful. How do you think you could be helpful today?